Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mark Rigo, and I'm very happy to be here on this beautiful Monday morning to host this podcast on behalf of DKMS, an organization that's present all across the globe and particularly here in India now. An organization that's doing a lot of tremendous work in the cancer field, particularly blood cancer. An organization that's giving a lot of hope to people, it's giving a lot of encouragement to people, and it's even saving a lot of lives. But to tell you more about that, I'm very happy to introduce to you today Mr. Patrick Paul, who happens to be the CEO of DKMS Foundation here in India. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, Patrick Paul. Patrick, if you could just tell our viewers a little bit about what DKMS is about, how you are associated with the organization, and what is your role.
Thank you very much. Hello and welcome. So I'm Patrick Paul, CEO of DKMS Foundation India, and I'm 43 years old, living here in India since 3 years.
Wow.
I'm happily married here and working for DKMS since more than 2 years now, and for DKMS Foundation India since 3 years. So what DKMS is doing? So we are here to help Indian patients who are suffering on blood cancer or other blood disorders to get a second chance at life. So this means that we are looking for donors who are become potential stem cell donors for patients in need for this.
All right. And you mentioned, you've been in India for 3 or 2.5, 3 years, but you've also been with the organization for more than 10 years.
Yeah.
Can you just tell us how your journey has been over these 10 years?
Yeah, so in 2010, I joined DKMS as a project manager, and I was working actually for the Lifesaver lab in Germany, so for our laboratory. And I then in 2016, I had the opportunity to come to Kolkata to work for the Lifesaver lab as a CEO here in India. And afterwards, I went back to Germany, but in 2018, I get the second chance to come to India and work for DKMS in India for this project. And I'm staying here since 2018, and I'm happy to continue with it.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. Happy in India so far?
Oh, I'm very happy. Like I said, I'm already married, and I'm very proud also. To have here my family, my Indian wife. Very happy.
Your wife's Indian?
Oh, yes, of course.
So you must be liking Indian food and eating a lot of that.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so she's the best cook for me from Indian food, obviously.
I hope she's listening to this.
Yeah, I hope too.
All right. So having said that now, I think you must be knowing by now that I'm a cancer survivor myself, not blood cancer, but I had colon cancer and then stomach cancer.
Yeah.
But particularly speaking about blood cancer in India, and since you're in that field, and quite obviously you must be doing a lot of research into this and work in this field. Can you just tell us a little bit about maybe figures or what the situation of blood cancer in India is? And I'm sure with the research that you'll have done, you'll be in a far better position to educate people around this country about the work that you'll do with blood cancer patients.
Yeah, so in India, actually every 5 minutes, someone gets the diagnosis of a blood cancer or a blood disorder. And we as DKMS BMST, we decided to come to India to help these patients. When you're suffering on blood cancer, there is a traditional way of treatment, this is chemotherapy.
That's right.
But when this is not working well, then you need a stem cell transplantation. That is the only way to get cured. And worldwide, there are around 39 million potential stem cell donors which are registered. 10 million out of them are from DKMS. But India or Indian ethnicity is completely underrepresented here. So most of them are from Caucasian, so from Western countries. For Germany, for example, we have 80 million people. The population of Germany is 80 million. 6 million out of them are registered as potential stem cell donors in India, we have a population of 1.3 billion, but less than 5 lakh are registered till now. And we need much more of donors here in India to help patients who are in need.
So basically what you're trying to say is that the stem cell donation between races, it does not necessarily match, is it?
Yeah, let's say not races, let's say ethnicities. Because,
ethnicities, yeah.
Yeah, and now I'm coming to a bit medical background of this.
Yeah.
So you know blood groups, right?
That's
so
right.
we have A, B, and O. When we talk about immune system, we have different kind of markers. So we currently are looking for 5 markers. We call it HLA, B, C, and the R and the Q. There are also other markers we are testing for, but these 5 markers we're looking for. And everyone has, we call it allele 1 and allele 2, so from mother and father. So
okay.
All in all, we're talking about 10 markers. So, but in blood groups, we have only A, B, and so on. Here, in every marker has a variations of more than thousands of variations. And then, together with A and B and C, you have different kind of combinations.
Okay.
So in total, we're talking about millions of combinations, which means that we need millions in the end also of donors. And when it comes to ethnicity, yes, so you will find similar kind of variations in different ethnicities. So you will not be able to find a lot of combinations from Indian ethnicity and the Western European ethnicity. Nevertheless, currently a lot of people from the Western countries donating for Indian patients because there are no Indian donors in the database, in the worldwide database. So we have to increase it to help all the patients because most of them they are looking for and they don't find any donor.
All right. So on 2 aspects of it, one that you're trying to tell us that is, let's just say, for example, if I needed someone to donate stem cells or whatever to me, it's very difficult to get among the thousands or the hundreds of people that already are there in the bank. That's number 1.
Yeah.
Number 2 is, you mentioned that the drive in India is to get a lot more people to come forward and donate stem cells like this. So tell us a little bit about how the drive has been going so far in India and how people can come forward or register, to perhaps donate to this beautiful noble cause.
So we started our operations in 2019, and at this time we were focused on offline driving, we call this. So we are going to companies, we're going to colleges, we are explaining them in sessions what we are doing and why we are doing. And then after this, we are looking for donors who wants to register. So this is the first step. You becoming a potential donor in the way that you register with us, and then you're in the database. And after this, it can take months, but sometimes years, maybe 10, 20 years until there is a patient in need, and then this patient is, through his physician, will check the worldwide database, and then they're contacting us, and then we maybe call these donors again and asking here, now there is a patient, are you ready to donate?
All right. Now you've been worked in Germany and across the world, and now you're in India. I'm sure there must be a lot of challenges that you face on a day-to-day basis, working first of all in India, getting people to donate, number 1, and number 2 is how do you sort of connect the chain over here between the potential donor and of course the final donation?
Yeah, let's say challenges and opportunities. So India, I would say, is a very optimistic country in the end. People are challenging every day new problems and whatever. But still they are always convinced to overcome this. So every day is a challenge, and we are looking to use this in a way to work also. So our team is very optimistic, motivated, and but nevertheless there are also obviously challenges in the way that there are a lot of myths about stem cell donation, for example. Yeah, people are asking us, what you were doing with this, and what will happen when I'm donating? Is it taken from me forever? But no, it's not taken forever. It's reproducing. So these cells anyway are dying from time to time in your body. So your body cells are reproducing. So this is where this is our first step. We have to create awareness. We have to create a common understanding about what does it mean to donate, and this is in the end harmless for the donor and very important. You're saving a life, right, for the
Absolutely.
patient. And when you want to, your question was also how to compare other countries with India. So let's say Germany, yeah, small country in the end. From Indian perspective, a very small country. Here, India, it's a continent in the end. So we have donors from north of India. Just recently we had a donor from Kashmir. And we are responsible as an organization that this donor comes to the collection center, to the nearest collection center. He's donating, and then we are also taking care of all these costs which are involved in, and then obviously the donor goes back to his place where he is living. So this is a challenge, the logistic challenges and so on.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
All right, just to clear a myth over here,
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people would have these misconceptions or these myths and all that. How safe is this donation? Are there side effects, or
Yeah.
why do people have to be worried about anything or not worried at all? Because you did mention a little earlier that the body regenerates these cells from time to time.
Yeah.
So if you could just clear these little myths.
Yeah, so in India, we are doing only PBSC, it's called. So this is peripheral blood stem cells, it's called. So we're taking the stem cells out of the blood.
Okay.
So it's a bit like donating platelets.
Blood platelets
Yeah,
for
blood
dengue.
platelets,
Stuff.
yeah.
Okay.
It's not exactly like this. So how it works is before you're donating, you're getting a medicine, it's called GCSF, which is increasing your stem cells in your blood.
Oh, okay.
And this is harmless in the way that maybe you get some headache, some side effects like you have with the flu, maybe some little body pain, but
Nothing major.
that's it.
That's it.
And then on the day of donation, you're going, with opposite support of our colleagues, you're going to a collection center, and then you getting one needle in your one arm and the other needle in the other arm. So the blood goes out of your body. Then it's kind of like a centrifuge which sorted the cells from stem cells. So we're keeping only the stem cells, and the rest of the blood goes back to your body. Yeah.
Okay.
So we are separating your blood from your stem cells, and then it takes around 4 to 6 weeks that your body is completely recovered. Means that the stem cells are on the same level like before.
Back to normal. All right. Now, a little bit about DKMS here in India, for the benefit of our viewers who are watching this.
Yeah.
Where all are you situated in India? For example, if I hear about this from anyone or by watching a podcast like this, if I want to maybe become a donor or help, but tell my other friends about it, how does one contact you all? Or, where all are you all present in India?
Yeah, we are a pretty new organization. So actually we started our operations only in April 2019.
Okay.
And at the beginning we were focused on Bangalore, South India, because we're here. But also because of the pandemic, actually there was a need to go to Pan-India online.
Okay.
So like I said, before we started our registrations offline only, going to companies, going to colleges. Nowadays, because of the pandemic, the only way is online. So you're going on our website, there's a registration button, and on there you can register very easily. How it works then, you will get a kit with swabs and a consent form. So you should read it, and then when you're accepting it, you should sign, send the kit back using the kit, swapping. On this swabs will be some DNA of you, and we have to type it according to the HLA type, and then these information are going in a worldwide database, obviously anonymous, so there's no name and so on
okay.
written. And then it can happen immediately. So we have also donors who were contacted after a few months only, and then you have the chance. I mean, it's not only to give a second chance at life to someone who is in need, and you are the only one who can save this life. This is, I would say, a chance also. So
Wow,
then you
that's
have
amazing.
this chance.
That's amazing. All right, now a very serious question. Recently, with the pandemic, these last couple of years, I'm sure it's been pretty difficult for you all as well. How did you get around these challenges? Were you all still functioning? Were you all still helping out people, or did it affect you all in any way?
Again, it was a challenge, but it also was an opportunity.
Okay.
And
the optimist that you always are.
we have to be like this. And so before we were registering donors offline only. And then immediately we had to change our entire plan, which has a lot of consequences. So we changed to online only, and people can register through our website. But this means that when there is a donor, like I said, we had a donor from Kashmir or from Kolkata or from wherever in India, we are responsible for this donor. We have to ensure that he is going safe, in a very safe way, to the collection center, donating. So this means that some of my colleagues, they're going with the donor to the collection center. A collection center can be in some ways a hospital, so we have collection centers in Delhi or in Mumbai, but here in Bangalore we have a specific health center, so it's a blood bank, so it's our partner BMST, and so it's not a hospital. And this is, during this pandemic, actually a great advantage, because we don't go into a facility which in general deals with COVID-19 positive cases. And this was, especially in this last situation with the second wave, it was really a challenge. But here, a lot of donors were willing to come to Bangalore during such kind of serious situation here in this country, and donated for these patients in need. This is why I was actually it was very emotional for myself also, and very emotional for the team also.
Absolutely brilliant, absolutely brilliant. All right, one final question before I let you go. Where do you see DKMS the next 5 years?
Yeah, currently we registered 50,000 donors, and
that's here in India.
Yeah, in India.
In
only.
India, okay.
In India. Only.
50,000.
50,000. Yeah, wow. Worldwide is 10 million. Like I said, in Germany 6 million. So obviously we want to achieve this 6 million. I don't know when, but we will. And already 41 patients who are in need of a stem cell transplantation, we were able to help from Indian donors.
So you've actually helped 41 people with this therapy already.
Exactly, yeah. But this has to be much more. I mean, there are so many patients in need. True. We have currently several campaigns, we call this virtual drives. So you can see it in our social media channels. People who are looking and they are not finding. So we are looking for these patients and for all future patients, and we have to increase the database. We're talking about millions of potential donors, so that we're coming into a situation where the Western countries already are. So this is our goal.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's been really fascinating talking to Patrick Paul, and this is some amazing work that DKMS is doing here in India. I mean, I don't know how many of you knew about this, but I did a bit of research myself, and being a cancer patient myself, during these COVID times, we've seen very sadly how many people we've lost. But did you know there are over 4 million people a year who die of blood cancer here in India? And it's organizations like this, DKMS, who are making small strides in helping people out and, coming forward to help cure this disease. And by the way, a lot of these cancers are curable. So we'd love for all of you to, get onto our site, visit us, register as a donor, or just help spread the word, that this kind of opportunity is here in India. And thanks to DKMS, hopefully you can make a small difference, and let's together delete blood cancer from our society. So we're going to put our website down at the bottom of the screen. just log on. And that's all we have time for you today from myself, Mark Rigo, and Patrick Paul, the CEO. Thank you very much, sir. It's been a pleasure
Thank you.
talking to you. Danke schön.